Okay, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Vision Corner. The main purpose of this channel is to educate young people about financial education, entrepreneurship, discovering your vision and your purpose. Today we have a special guest, Gugu. How are you?
Alright, thanks, and yourself?
I'm fine. Can I read your bio for a few seconds
Yes,
before we get into
sure.
the interview? Okay, she's a 21-year-old female who is creative. She started her own baking company at the age of 15. She ran it successfully for 4 years. She bought her own sewing machine at the age of 18. And she started her own clothing brand called the Benji Atomy. She's also a content creator for other businesses. She has other talents such as fashion styling, creative directing, modeling, and photographer. Welcome to the Vision Icon.
Thank you for having me.
Who's Gugu?
Gugu is a 21-year-old female. I'm introverted. I'm very, very shy. I love helping other people. I love creating things with my hands. I love just thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Hence my hair.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, it's out of the box. Yeah.
So yeah, just doing things that are very, very different from other people.
So creativity is one of your greatest traits.
Yeah, it's my gift from God.
And how did you discover this side of yours of creativity?
Well, I've heard stories about myself from a very young age that I've always been one to create things with my hands and just do not really extraordinary things, but things that are out of the ordinary.
And as you can see, your world is extraordinary. It's rare to find such local brands around. And can you please stand up so that...
This is the beige anatomy, chunky, cropped turtleneck jersey situation, and this goes for $350. Then we have the goddess top with satin, black satin goddess top. This one goes for $280. Then we have the puff sleeve shirt. This goes for $350. And then we have everyone's favorite, the blue satin shirt with super long sleeves. You can shop all these items on Instagram at Beige Anatomy.
And how did your entrepreneurship journey begin?
Well, my entrepreneurship journey began, I think in grade 7 when I would sell e-talk sweet at school. That's where it started, but it got serious in high school when I was 14, turning 15, and I had a baking business, and yeah.
And don't you think like most entrepreneurs, we see them at a younger age, like most of the people that I've interviewed, they started selling at a younger age. Some of them at primary school, some of them high school. Don't you think most entrepreneurs, that's where they're born?
Yeah, I feel like it's for most people you are born with it.
And one of the things that you should have as an entrepreneur, you shouldn't care as to what people say.
Yeah, I had that issue with my second business.
Yes, yeah.
It took me a while. It was supposed to start at like a very long time ago, and then like people kept telling me it's not a good idea, and one day I was just like I'm not listening to anyone.
Then you ended up starting your business.
Yeah.
And why did you choose entrepreneurship instead of getting a job and working for the rest of your life?
I'm not into slavery. So slavery is okay, but when I just watch it in the movies, I don't want it to become my life.
Then can you take us back on the journey when you started your baking business?
Well, when I started my baking business, I remember the whole setup of the day. I had money in my pocket. My parents had picked me up from school, and then Saya Shoprite to buy bread and stuff. Then I was like, I want to take this money and buy ingredients to make the stuff. And it had been months prior to that where I was going to people, telling them I want to sell, and they were telling me, no, it's not a good idea. And then I was just like, you know what, I'm going to go and I'm going to buy these ingredients and I'm gonna make this. Then I made it and sold them the next day, and they were sold out before school even started.
Yo.
And that's when I was like, I love making money, so yeah.
Yeah, every entrepreneur loves making money.
Yeah.
Like, as you are talking, I'm listening, you're saying something like people discourage you from starting with your idea. Like, how did you overcome that?
Well, it was a thing of I'm a very conscious person, so I really think things through. So I also looked at things like the people that I was going to for advice, or people who had never started businesses before. And I'm a strong believer of don't take constructive criticism from somebody who has never had anything constructive of their own. So that's another thing. You also have to look at things like that. Is the person that you're going to for advice, have they ever done anything on their own? Because mostly it's just people projecting their fears onto your dreams, and we don't need that.
And I think that's important. You shouldn't allow people's limitation to speak onto you and stop you from chasing your dreams.
True.
Because most of the time you get criticism from people who have never done it before.
Yeah.
Rather take criticism from someone who's done it before. I think it's better that way.
Yeah. That's where you get the best results.
And yeah, entrepreneurs, that's how you should think. Never let people to limit you with their fears and limitations. Go after what you love. And then, what are some of the lessons that you encountered during your business and challenges? Like your baking business.
My baking business was that I had to stop being lazy.
Yeah.
I'm such a lazy person. I would sleep literally at around 12 and have to wake up at 6. It's not a big deal for most people, but I love sleep. So yeah, and another thing is not everyone is in your corner, and you have to stand up for yourself and be there for yourself, because not everyone is going to be 100% for you. And another thing is I just loved what I was doing, so that pushed me. And the lesson in that is don't listen to other people. If there's something in your heart and it wants to happen, let it happen.
Sure, you should go after what's in your heart. Because people are not there on God told you to go for a certain business or an idea.
Yeah.
So did you sell every day, or it was a once-off thing, or how did you run the business?
I sold every single day. And then it got to the point where people would see. It was like the most wanted. Because I didn't come into the space new one. There were already other people. And when I came in, people's businesses died. I'm sorry guys, but yeah, that happened unfortunately, and my business thrived. Even when I was done with high school, I had someone selling for me.
So what made you think what made your business to be exclusive? As you are saying, you made people to run out of business.
I'm joking. No. I looked at my competitors and they were doing the same thing. They were all selling caramel muffins. Then I came in with chocolate and Oreo muffins. So
Notice something about you, that there's something about you that you're always exclusive when it comes to your stuff. Even the clothes that you design, they're exclusive from other people. Even the business that you had in high school, it was different from your competitors. So how do you keep on developing your exclusivity, if I can ask? Or it's something natural?
To be honest, it's very difficult. It is something that comes natural, but if it has to do with you putting it out there, you have to think 1,000 times. Like, how are people going to perceive this? Is anyone going to be offended? Because you have things like cultural appropriation and the whole thing. But I just do me. I just go with whatever flow.
And so most of the time before you do something, you always do research, before you get into business. Because I see you know your story.
No, I didn't.
So it just came naturally?
Yeah, even with this collection, it was never planned. It was just like my cousin, we saw fabric and it was like, that would look nice as that and whatnot, and then you bring it together.
And this came out as the final product.
Yeah.
Then can I ask, how did your love for fashion start?
Well, my love for fashion began when I got my first leather jacket.
So which was
So the first leather jacket I got was a beige leather jacket. Every time I wore that jacket, guys, like, wow, like I would make a whole scene. So that's when I started caring about the way that I dress. At first, like, I would just put things together, and then people would be like, wow, this looks great. And then I would be like, wow. And then I started putting more effort into what I wore, and then
And what age was this when you started?
I think I was 10.
Oh yeah, it's been long. Nice. It's about 11 years now since
Yeah.
you've been in love with fashion.
Yeah.
I can tell that fashion is your calling.
I like to think so too.
So do you wanna focus on fashion like for the rest of your life, or you have other what's this called, plans or?
Yeah, I do have other plans that I'm doing a bit of research on, like being a brand strategist. That's something that I found a passion for. And I still love baking. So I would love to go back to that full time again.
Maybe we should have a collaboration because I have an event company. Maybe we can work together.
that.
Yeah. So can you bake cakes?
Yeah.
Yeah, multi-talented. So how do you keep on improving like your skills as a person, like your designing skills, your baking skills?
Well, I get inspiration from just being outside and seeing people and nature, the sky, the color of the sky, certain music, the beats, and then ideas come to mind, and meeting new people inspires other ideas for me.
So if you don't mind mentioning, can you mention 2 people who inspire you?
2 people who inspire me, Rich and Nisi guys.
Yeah, I've seen his brand. And
Yeah, and who else? I have a favorite fashion blogger, Karen Britchick. She's a British blogger. Her style is just insane.
then how do you keep on finding inspiration? Is it like through social media or?
Yeah, social media and looking at people in the streets and thinking I could change that and make it like this and like that. And then
So your brain is always working,
all
and when
the
you say
time. All the time.
you're always seeing ideas that you can use when
Yeah.
with. Ne?
Yeah.
Then can I ask, how did you raise your capital for your branding business? Like when you bought your first sewing machine?
Well, with my first sewing machine, I would get $20 for lunch every day. And then when my parents were asleep, I would go and I would make lunch and hide it in my bed and save the money.
Yeah.
And then I saved the money, started my baking business, and I would save that. Like, I'm a big person when it comes to saving. I'm huge on saving, and I would just take the money, put it away. One day I was counting my money and I was like, it's a lot of money. And then something came to me. Till this day I cannot explain what came over me and told me buy a sewing machine, because I knew nothing. And I knew from a very young age it's always been like, I love fashion, but I would never see myself as a fashion designer. I didn't feel like I had that in me.
And don't you think buying that sewing machine was one of your biggest breakthroughs?
Yeah, it was.
That was the foundation of your business.
True.
And I think it's important that whenever you have an idea as a person, don't wait for too long, think about it, just execute it.
Yeah, that is true.
Then some of the ideas will come along the way.
Yeah.
Because sometimes thinking about the idea, it can stop you from pursuing it, and fear will overtake you. So it's better to go with that idea.
Yeah.
Then you'll get more answers as time goes.
True.
So do you have any formal training when it comes to designing clothes?
I don't. I only took one class. It was 2 days to do a shirt.
Then how do you develop your designing skills?
Well, with my designing skills, it's kind of a weird thing. It's like I see a fabric and it's like, I'm gonna cut it like that, and I'm gonna put it together like that, and then it comes out whichever way it comes out.
And don't you think as an entrepreneur, one of the biggest things that you should take care of is your brain and your mind?
That is so true. That is
Because that's the
100% true.
because that's the most powerful asset that you can ever have. So that's why you should keep on using it as an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Like even your saving story, you took lunch box while your parents were sleeping, you made lunch for yourself, then you took your pocket money, then you saved it.
Yeah.
And can I ask about saving? How long have you been saving? At what age did you start?
I remember I was still a crash. I would have containers. My parents would buy me Play-Doh, and I would have containers. This Dolama 5 rand, Dolama 2 rand. I didn't even know the value of money back then, but just taking coins and saving them. Then my mom would use them because she's. But yeah, it started from a very young age. It's something I feel that comes natural to me.
We were talking about saving. I think you and I, we share that same trait. Because I also started saving at the age of, I think, 5. Yeah, it's been about 16 years, 16 or 17 years since I've been saving. And don't you think that skill is important for entrepreneurs?
I feel like it is very, very, very important that when you make money, you put it away.
Yeah.
Don't say, yo, 2,000, not big.
Sure.
That's not.
That's not.
Yeah. No. That's not okay.
And another advantage about saving as an entrepreneur, when an opportunity comes up, you have money, you can go and invest in that opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's why you should have at least some cash that you push aside.
Yeah.
And it comes with a lot of discipline when it comes to saving.
Yes.
Don't you think it's a crucial skill that we should teach the young ones?
It really is, even out of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, everyone, yeah. Because most people are stuck in debt because they can't save.
Yeah.
And then how do you help companies to come up with their brands and content?
So I have 4 brands that I'm currently in charge of. It's The Fam, which is an events company.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say the names.
I don't have to mention the names, yeah.
So it's an events company and arts company, film company. So I take your brand from wherever it is. I grow the followers, I do your social media, everything regards to social media. I come up with a content plan for each and every page. So each and every week there is a content plan for each and every brand, and your social, I did say social media, your website and everything like that.
Then how did you discover this problem as an entrepreneur? Then you solve it. How did you discover this problem?
Well, I got into a job that I hated, but I came out with something that is a newfound passion, and I feel like there are a lot of upcoming brands that I see that I can do something to help you and come with it at a price that is alright for me. Then also right, come
that means you trust people. What if that person doesn't pay you much?
You're gonna pay me, we're gonna start small.
Oh no, yeah.
When you grow, you're gonna.
And that's one of the greatest opportunities that you can ever do. And I think everything now is going digital.
Yeah.
So I think you're gonna make a lot of money from it, and you're gonna help a lot of companies.
Yeah.
Then let me ask the last few questions. What are some of your talents?
Some of my talents. Doing long hair. What else? Styling. Creative directing. I haven't held a camera in such a long time, but when I did, I was really good at it. What other talent? In baking.
So you just wake up in the morning when it comes to modeling and directing and just get that skill, or you got it somewhere?
Well, with modeling, I used to hate being in front of the camera because of my insecurities. Then one day, a friend called me to do a shoot for his project in school. And then I did it, it turned out great, and then I got calls from other photographers, and I did shoots.
And that's how you develop your skill.
Yeah.
You have a lot of talents.
Yeah.
You will never go broke in your life because of your
Hopefully.
talents.
Hopefully.
And then, how can people get your clothes?
People can get my clothes. You can shop it on my Instagram page at Beige Anatomy. Yeah. Right now, Sisasha DM for price, guys, but the website is gonna go live soon, and then you can purchase on the website.
Like, do you only design for women or you also design for men?
There's another collection coming with men's clothes, so look out for that.
Okay, before we close off the interview, what are the last few words you'd love to say to our fans at home?
Don't go into slavery by choice. Take risks, live your life. Don't take constructive criticism from people who have never created anything constructive. Follow your heart and look after your mental health.
So, what content do you read or what content do you watch?
Content, I hate TV with a passion. Content is, I really love vintage movies. I love being on Pinterest,
Yeah.
basically. Pinterest and old movies.
So don't you think it's important to watch content that is helping you to grow as an individual?
Yeah, that as well. And read books.
So what books would you recommend? One or two books that you can say?
1 or 2 books.
Or your favorite?
Wow. What's the name of this book? Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay, yeah.
That's my favorite book.
And I think, guys, you should watch out that book. It's one of the best books. That's one of the books that helped me when I began this journey of being an entrepreneur. So I think you should get it. It's one of the best books. And thank you guys for watching. May you please continue to like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you.